Research was conducted on the amount of oxygen runners could utilize during training, known as their VO2 max, and their finishing times for a 5K race to see if there was a significant relationship between these variables. The results for 8 runners were compiled and placed in the following table. Calculate the correlation coefficient, rounding to 3 decimals. Okay, so we're going to use the TI in this case. And in order to do this, what we need to do is enter the data into list to begin with. So we press the stat key and go into the list editor. If you have anything in your list, go ahead and clear that out. And then start entering your data into the list, one item at a time. And do be careful not to type in anything improperly because that will throw your answers. And that's sort of hard to deduce when you're grading. But once all your data is in, once you finish the X data, then go over to the Y data. So 34.36, 34.41, and so forth. And once all your data is in, then we will start doing our calculations for correlation coefficients and such. 28.63, 24.69, 31.25, 26.04, and 38.35. Now, to perform this operation, what we need to do is press the stat key again, but this time we're going to go over to the calc menu to do some calculations on the data we just put in. And we're doing linear regression. So for me, it's the 4th item down. And if you get a menu like this, that's great. What you need to do is make sure the X list is set to L1, as we put our X data there. Then the Y data is in L2, so that's fine. Make sure frequency list is unchecked. There's nothing there, so hit clear. Store regular equation, just leave it blank, that's fine. And regular equation, regression equation, just leave that blank. And then hit calculate, and the output will show up here. Now, if you didn't see that menu, that's okay. It just means you have probably one of the older model calculators. When you had linreg on screen, you just hit second and 1 to get L1, and then then a comma, and then second 2 to get L2, and that tells it where the X data and the Y data is. And that's all you need to give to the calculator is that information. Now, you should see all of this output here, the last being the correlation coefficient, R equals negative 0.938. So I'll put that in. So R equals negative 0.938. If you are not seeing that, then what you need to do is, the easiest thing is to press second in catalog, and then just scroll down until you get to an item that says diagnostic on. And it will take a little bit of time to get there, but it's not too far since it's only in the D's, and they're alphabetized, of course. Highlight that, and then press enter, and it'll just tell the calculator that you do want the linear regression to come up with those values for you. All right, now find the equation of the regression line. So the equation of the regression line, we have a slope of negative 0.54 and a y-intercept of 46.04. It did say to round to 2 decimals, I believe. Yes. All right, so y equals negative 0.54x. And plus 46.04. So there's our regression line. And then predict the time in the 5K for a runner whose VO2 max is 38.96 milliliters per kilogram per minute. Round your answer to 2 decimals. So we want to plug 38.96 into this line equation, so negative 0.54, times 38.96 plus 46.04. And let's see what we come up with. Negative 0.54 times 38.96 plus 46.04. And in that case, it becomes 25.00, so we'll just round to 25, since it's set to 2 decimal places of 0 in this case.